We're on the road to UFC 227 and the rematch between Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. Let's rewatch that fight so that we can figure out how the second fight's going to go. What's going on, everybody? My name's Drew and welcome to Fight Scene. This is my channel where we talk about things that are happening in the world of MMA and combat sports. And today I want to do something a little bit different that I haven't actually ever done before on this channel. We have UFC 227 coming up in just about 3 weeks from now. And I wanted to make the video on my opinion on Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw, the rematch. But before I was able to make that video for the upcoming rematch and my breakdown on that, I thought, you know what? I need to rewatch their first fight. Now, I've actually rewatched it. I've watched it about 5 times. Immediately after the event happened, I basically had to watch the entire event a couple of times. The GSP fight, the Cody Garbrandt fight. I loved that event. I've watched it, this fight probably about 5 times. It's such a good fight. The rematch is going to be so amazing. I'm super excited for it. But before I was able to make my breakdown video, I wanted to just really spend some time rewatching it again. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to sort of steal the idea from Joe Rogan as like a fight companion. I'm going to watch it on camera. I'm going to put the timer on the screen over here or something so that you could have on your second screen or part of your window, you could rewatch the fight with me and you can listen to my opinion as the fight's going on, or you don't have to. But anyway, I thought it's an idea. I'd give it a shot and we're going to do that. So how I'm going to make this work is that I have UFC Fight Pass loaded up. I love UFC Fight Pass. It's totally worth the money. I'm going to make a full video on that one day. It wasn't at first, which is why. But anyway, it's great. If you have UFC Fight Pass, great. If not, you can find a link, I'm sure, online to the free fight. Maybe you want to pause this video right now to go do that. If you're watching on UFC Fight Pass, I have the TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt fight at UFC 227 open up. And I've actually fast forwarded exactly to the 3-minute mark. So if you want to just spend some time, get to the 3-minute mark on that video, and we're going to start from there. I'll let you know when I'm going to hit go, and then we'll be on sync, and I'll plus have the timer in the bottom here so you can sync up as well. I hope that works. This is my first crack at it. I think it's going to go okay. So let's get into it. I'm going to put some headphones on here, and I am going to start the video at the 3-minute mark in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, there we are. 3 minutes into this fight. And let's get started. They're just squaring off. They're about to start. Dan Miragliotta's got them separated. I actually can't hear anything, so I'm going to take these off. That didn't work. And we'll go from there. So they are just squaring up. We're at 4 minutes and 54, 53, 52, 51 seconds if you want to sync up that video. That'll also help me sync up too. So they're just feeling each other out right now. Looks like, again, these guys have trained together for so long. So, they know each other a little bit. I think there's a pretty healthy respect there for what each other can do. Obviously, there was that infamous video of TJ getting dropped in their sparring match. It's very different. Cody already coming out. This is his first fight after the Dominic Cruz fight. And, obviously he's got his flow about him. He likes to dance and get a little bit cocky in there. It worked really well in the TJ fight, in the Dominic fight. But I didn't necessarily remember thinking, because I don't always love that kind of thing. I didn't expect him to do it so early in the fight against TJ. He is champion, though. He can do what he wants, or he was champion. We all know what happened. Shouldn't pretend like we don't know what happened. Still pretty uneventful. We're at 3 minutes and 56 seconds, and they're still kind of feeling each other out. I never really understand what TJ is doing when he does this with his hand. Like, I get sort of being defensive, but he's always looks like he's peering off into the distance, right? I know it's sort of distance measuring, but I've not see somebody distance measure like that with their hand open. And you see him holding his hand out, fingers out, and that's with the new rules is a continued issue where they're giving warnings for that because of the amount of eye pokes. Yeah, so you see him doing this thing where he's sort of like peering out. It's not just measuring and holding his hands up. I don't know if it's just something he's told himself in order to get his hands up, but I definitely noticed it the first fight and noticed it again this time too. So you see him just figuring things out here. Obviously, you've watched the first fight, so we kind of know what happens a little bit, but I can't remember when things go down. I remember thinking in the first fight that TJ needs to really, like, if you look at him against Dominic, he looked really good when he was light on his feet bouncing around. But then at the end of the rounds against Dominic and TJ, he got a little bit more flat-footed. And I think I remember, I mean, I watched this fight at a Buffalo Wild Wings, so I didn't hear the commentary then, but I think they were criticizing TJ for being a little bit more flat-footed. And what I think even TJ in the second fight needs to do is be really careful about just standing in the pocket and like Max Holloway style, standing and trading with. Oh, did he clip him there? Looks like it was more of a slip than it was him getting clipped. But yeah, see, he's spinning there. I mean that kind of stuff. I think it's a little bit more flash than it is substance, for sure. TJ's still looking fresh, hopping around there. I think, what was I saying? Yeah, TJ needs to be really careful about just trying to stand in like Max Holloway style with Cody. That would not go well for him in a second fight. And it did work out well for him, obviously, at the end of this fight. Like, they were sort of just standing and trading. TJ wasn't moving around a lot, but that's playing with fire, man. I wouldn't do that against Cody. I do think that TJ's the better fighter. Just to let you know, I think that he probably wins the second fight. I haven't made up my mind yet. That's why I'm watching this. But you can't deny that Cody Garbrandt, especially for a 135-pound fighter, has a lot of power, and he stopped a lot of people. To me, it's really going to boil down to experience. Like Cody had a lot of people when Cody got the title shot against Dominic Cruz were saying it's too early for him, or it might be too early for him because he was a rising star and he had so many stoppages, but maybe it was early. And not that the TJ fight necessarily shows that, but I do think it showed that TJ has more experience. And so, yeah. I mean, I remember the first round being so amazing, but kind of rewatching it here, it's almost... I don't want to say it's uneventful, but it's the fact that there's so much heat generated between these two, and there's so much animosity, and you're not sure what's going to happen, and the stakes are so high for whoever loses, that there was this like feeling in the air and pressure that's what made this fight feel so interesting in the moment. Knowing the outcome now and rewatching it, it's like, not that it's not a good fight, because it is one, but it's a little bit less eventful than I kind of originally thought, because something's going to happen here. Yes, this is where they stand and trade. TJ goes for the clinch. Cody gets right out of it. He's sort of distance measuring here, and somewhere in the next couple seconds, TJ's going to get dropped, and I don't remember when it happened. It was right at the end of the round. Another spinning. They can both kind of throw a bit of a spinning back fist there. It's a risky move. See, this is where he's starting to stand and trying to use head movement. TJ's trying to get in there and stand with Cody. Cody just stands his ground and throws big hooks, and yeah, right there, bam. TJ's dropped. He's in a heap of trouble here, but you know what? He's a little wobbly, but the finger from Cody. Okay, so rewatching that again on camera, I remember thinking that TJ was more rocked than he actually was. So he does get dropped there, absolutely. He does, they're going to show the replay here. He does get dropped. It looked like he's going to go for the body, but he actually lands one on the chin. And he drops Cody, or TJ, but look, he's actually pretty with it here. He's going to dive in for a leg. He knows where he's at. Now he takes a shot there. But you see him immediately get back up and just sort of scramble. So he's actually surprisingly okay. Then as the bell goes, TJ steps back and he does kind of wobble a little bit. But, you kind of get caught up in your feet. It didn't look to me like he was fully sort of concussed on those chicken legs. Obviously not a good moment for TJ. I mean, you can see where my allegiances lie here potentially. But bang Muay Thai, right? I'm a fan. But... I don't think TJ was as hurt as I originally thought that he was while watching this live. And I certainly don't think he was as hurt as Cody believes he was hurt when you hear them talk about it again at the press conference. They'll be like, well, I had you rocked at the end of the first round. He did, but not as badly as I thought that he was rocked. So here we go. They're heading into the second round here to sync things up. They just started the second round. We're at 4:56, 55, 54, 53 of the second round. And I'll put that clock there at the bottom. TJ again trying those kicks. Obviously they worked pretty well for him. They're very distinct to TJ Dillashaw. That kick in particular that just happened, very 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 distinct to TJ Dillashaw. The way there's some pictures online of him landing the head kick, and the way his head is out of the way, the angle of his body. He does drop his hand, but it's very interesting. I'm not seeing a lot of fighters throw head kicks in that way that TJ not only throws the head kick, but sets up the head kick. Very, very, very distinct to him. Again, you see it there. It just looks like TJ Dillashaw. Yes, it's a bang Muay Thai. It's a Muay Thai roundhouse kick. But there's something about the way that TJ holds his body. Maybe somebody else smarter than I can let me know what he's doing there that looks different. I'm seeing a little bit more flash out of TJ Dillashaw than I realized. A couple of spinning back fists, a couple of Superman punches. He does obviously feel confident here in the octagon and in this fight. My fear for the second fight was that he'd have that same amount of confidence. Stuff to take down there. That's interesting. Cody is a good wrestler himself, obviously. I wasn't sure who was the better wrestler between the two. I assumed that they were both pretty good. Maybe Cody is the better wrestler. TJ faking the takedown here in order to set up the kick, which is really interesting. But there is a little bit of flash and confidence out of bam. He lands the head kick. Cody's in a heap of trouble here. He's still obviously pretty hit. Like, he got dropped there in a similar way that TJ got dropped in that first round. He gets dropped and he does get back up, but he's still, you know, you're still shaking off the cobwebs a little bit. It's not like he's just fully recovered. You see him backing up against the fence. That's not Cody's style. Cody likes to press forward like he's doing right now. And so if he's backing up and circling off of TJ, that means that he is pretty hurt. And so he does land that head kick. And I think that obviously sets up what's coming here. TJ looks low, fakes low, kicks high. That's the kick that TJ does. That's so interesting. Anyway, I keep coming back to this thing. I'm worried about the flash from TJ, that he'll bring the confidence that he already has, plus the fact that he won the fight, and be a little bit too arrogant, maybe a little bit careless with his defenses. And you see that Cody could absolutely drop him at any point. So Cody looks to be pretty recovered here, I think. I mean, you would think he's recovered, but this is where they're going to exchange in the pocket, and maybe Cody isn't fully recovered. Here they are, 1, 2, bam, lands the big hook. He's out. Neon belly from TJ, and that is all she wrote. That is okay. So and then TJ just absolutely freaking out. There's a great photo of that online. You know, here's the thing about that exchange. Yes, I believe TJ's the better fighter, and yes, he certainly got the better of that exchange. That exchange was going to end the fight either way. Just rewatching it, how many times I've rewatched it, the exchange there between the two, that was going to end for somebody. That they both just stood their ground and in the pocket 1, 2, 1, 2. It reminds me of Carlos Condit versus Dan Hardy, where they're just going to throw until somebody drops. That's not a good game for, well, maybe it is. Who am I to say that it's not a good game for him to play? He obviously dropped him that way. I would love to see TJ use his footwork more, do what he was doing, setting up that high kick, land that high kick again, and then see him pounce on Cody, get the knee on belly, and finish it with strikes on the ground. What I don't want to see is him just get into a boxing match within boxing range, right? You talk about ranges. You have boxing range, you have kickboxing range. Those two things are very, very, very different. Boxing range is where Cody has the advantage. Kickboxing range is where I think that TJ has the advantage. It would be really, really, really unwise, in my opinion, for Cody or for TJ, unless he has Cody rocked like he did from that head kick, to stand in the pocket and trade with him. I think that Cody's power will drop him again. You saw what happened in the first round. I don't want to see that out of TJ in the second fight. I'm pulling for TJ to win in the second fight. Having rewatched it again here, and I'm going to make a full breakdown video on this. There's that head kick. I think that TJ probably wins the fight. Rewatching this, I think that he was more elusive, and though the first round was a little bit uneventful except for TJ getting dropped, he feels like he's in control. It feels like he's in control of what he wants to do. Yeah, so if you're still watching, there's the hook. I'm just going to cut it here so it's not a super long video. Thanks for watching. That's just me rewatching this fight so that I can make a breakdown video with more opinions on how I think this fight's going to go. I'm probably actually just going to turn off the camera and make that breakdown video right now because it was great. I really appreciate you. Let me know if you like this. This is something new that I've done. Might do for other fights. I'm definitely going to do for a couple of events, but I'm really interested to know if you think that rewatching this, did you find it useful? Did you follow along as I watched the fights? Was the timer helpful? Let me know in the comment section because I want to know if I should pour time and energy into something like this. I really appreciate everybody who's super supportive of this channel. Your kind words make me want to turn on the camera and keep talking, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. As always, fight the good fight, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to watch this content. I'm just a fan with an opinion and a camera, but I love the sport of MMA. So if you want to see some more videos, you can take a look here on the right of this screen. And other than that, I will catch you in the next video.